Hi, my name is Dhananjay Kumar. In this video, we are going to learn about null and undefined in JavaScript. We learned that in this scenario, we should be using null or undefined, how null and undefined are same and how they are different. To start with, null is a language keyword. Null is an object which contains no value, or null is an object which represents no object, whereas undefined is a value of a variable. Undefined represents that there is no value contained in a particular variable. Undefined is a value of variable, whereas null is an object. You get undefined value for a variable when you declare a variable but not initialize it, when a function returns no value, when a function parameter is not being passed. As you know that in JavaScript, a function can accept variable number of parameters. You get undefined value on accessing an array element with the index which does not exist. You get undefined when you try to access an object property which is not exist. So to summarize here, null is an object which contains no value, and null is a language keyword, whereas undefined is a value of a variable, and you get undefined value on the stated scenario. Now let us get into demo and see how null and undefined works. So here in demo, let us start with finding type of null and undefined. So go here and say, hey, type of null. Using type of, we would find type of null. This is good. Then we'll go and say type of undefined, and here we'll say, hey, type of undefined. So what we are doing in line number 1 and line number 2, we are finding type of null and undefined. Now go ahead and print these to value, console.log and type of null, and then console.log type of undefined. So output we are expecting here for line number 3 should be object, whereas for line number 4 should be undefined. As we discussed, null is an object, so type of null should be an object, whereas undefined is a value of a variable which is not defined. So type of undefined is undefined in JavaScript. So go ahead and run it, and here you see that output object and undefined. So this object is type of null, whereas undefined is type of undefined. Now see that how we can get undefined value. So let us declare a variable ABC, and as you notice that we are not assigning any value to ABC. So when you go ahead and print this value ABC, obviously we are going to get output for line number 7 as undefined. So here you see that for line number 7 we got output undefined. That is good. Now go ahead and assign some value. What we are going to do, we are going to assign value null to ABC, and when we print this value we'll get null. So now that this type of ABC is an object which contains value null, so here if you go and say, hey, type of ABC, and print a value here which is this, and you get that output for type of ABC is ABC. Sorry for that silly bug here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more variable var xyz, and we are not assigning any value. So of course xyz contains a value undefined, where ABC contains value null. Now if you go ahead and compare these two value ABC and xyz, these two variable rather, and say, hey, console.log, and you can say that xyz and ABC represent xyz and abc represent same value. Good. So they are representing same value, that is good. And in else we can say they are not representing same value here. I'm just saying not same. So this is good. When we run this application now for line number 9, we are expecting this if condition to be true because ABC contains null and XYZ contains undefined. So both are representing the same value. So when you run this application, you see that this condition line number 9 is getting met, and you are getting this as an output that XYZ and ABC represent same value. When you go ahead and try to compare these two variable with when you try to compare these two variables here, you see that these two variables are not same, whereas they are representing the same value but they are not same. And in this scenario, when you try to compare these two variables using 3 times equal to, you will get output that they are not same, and this else condition will be met. So when you run this application, you see that they are not same. So what we can conclude that ABC and XYZ represents the same value but they are not same. ABC is null whereas XYZ is undefined. So null and undefined are same value. They represent the same value, that is absence of a value, whereas ABC or null is an object whereas XYZ is a variable. It is not an object, and which we just saw in this demo. So in this video we learned that null is an object whereas undefined is a value of a variable which represents absence of a value. Null and undefined represent same value and that is absence of a value, but they are not same. I hope you find this video useful. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is debug_mode and I blog on debugmode.net. Thank you so much for watching this video.